Let's start. I don't know who was here the last time, but let's start with a little bit of breath work. So just sit with your knees bent and sit upright on your sits bones. Don't have your knees really super close. Have them more open than you would for your bridging. And just have your hands on your front of your knees. And what I want you to do is I want you to bring that pubic bone to navel and curl. Try to do that just with the pelvis. Try not to let yourself curl too much back. We're just doing a little tiny nod of the pelvis and then bring that pubic bone towards the floor. So just very small. Now, if for you, most of us, this is no problem. Our chairs, unfortunately, are designed for us to sit that way. If you have a problem coming forward, if you need to use your arms a little, go ahead. But try to resist the temptation to do it by bringing your chest forward. So try to keep that chest back there where the arms are long. And just rotate that pelvis just by itself. So it won't be huge. You're just going to rock back and forth. Just getting a little mobilization. In Pilates, we do a lot where we're moving the leg and keeping the pelvis still, but right now we're keeping the thigh bone still and just rocking that pelvis around the head of the trochanter. So just rock back and forth. And then come to your center. Take a nice inhale, and as you exhale, you're gonna go up and over. So try not to just think of falling into your thighs. Think of reaching that spine up and exhale forward. And inhale to come back up. This time you're going to exhale forward. And you're going to stay there for one inhale and exhale, trying to open up the thoracic spine. You're going to try to breathe to the back of your lungs. And then inhale back to the top, nice and tall. And then exhale forward. Take one full breath cycle, trying to open up the back. And then inhale up. The next time we're going to actually, after we come up, we're going to curl down just past our sits bones. So nice and tall. And exhale. And inhale up, and just a little tip behind the sits bones, very small. Inhale up, and exhale. Inhale up, and again, a little tip. Next time we're going to try to go down and get that sacrum on, and exhale forward. And inhale up. Start with the tip of the sits bones and then curl down. See how much of your sacrum you can get on. And then inhale and exhale. Inhale at the top and exhale forward. Inhale up. And start with that little curl and then down to the sacrum. Start with an inhale, exhale when it gets hard for you. Inhale at the top and exhale. One more like that, and then we'll go down to the waistband. Up and down. Take your breath and use those abs to come back up. Sit up tall, feel those sits bones, and exhale. This time we're going to go down to the waistband, so a little farther. And don't forget, if you need a little extra help and want to use your hands on your thighs, go right ahead. Feel that inhale now as you start, and exhale when it gets hard for you. Inhale as you sit up tall, and exhale, reach forward. Two more like that. Make sure your legs aren't splaying out. Keep them in line with your hip bone. Down to the waistband. Come back up. Sit as tall as you can from sits bones to crown of head, and then reach over. Last time like this, and then we'll roll all the way down to the waist, And come back up. Sit tall and exhale forward. This time we're going to go all the way down, nice and tall. Start with that little curve. Sacrum, waistband, ribs, shoulder, head. I'm going to scooch a little forward. So let's take time to pay attention to our back body. So just have your arms on the floor. Think of externally rotating the top of the arm so it helps to get those shoulder blades down on the back. Now try to spread those shoulder blades farther apart so you're not pulling them into the spine. And then feel the back of the head. We don't want that chin up. Bring the chin down a little and really put a little pressure into the back of the head, into the floor. So right now we have the back of the head, the two shoulder blades, and now come down to the sacrum and try to feel that whole sacrum on the floor. So no little tiny tucks. Think of lengthening nice and long all the way to the tailbone. And now check in with your ribs and make sure they didn't pop up to do that. Or recheck with your head, because if you're really tight in the upper back, sometimes the neck will make that little shift to get you flat in the bottom. So feel those, all those places in the back. And then think about letting those ribs drop a little and slide a little towards the pelvis so that this connection between these points stays nice and connected the whole entire time. So then you're going to slowly bring one leg up to tabletop and then the other leg. And then bring that first leg down and second leg down. The whole time trying to keep those points all on your mat. Right leg up, left leg. Right leg down, left leg. Now left leg up, right leg, left leg down, right leg down. Last time, right up, left, right down, left down. We're going to do that one more time, but this time we're going to add the arms. So bring the arms up over the shoulders, not over the chest, over the shoulders, and reach up and lift those scapula off of the mat. And now pull them back down using the back muscles. You're going to use some of the pecs as well, of course, but I want you to try to focus as much as you can on widening the back. Now just reach those arms ever so slightly past your head. So they don't have to go all the way down. Just reach them and really keep them active. So now you're reaching away, but your shoulder blades are pulling the opposite direction. And again, bring those legs one at a time up to tabletop. And you're going to tap away and lift back up. And tap away and lift back up. So now you have a little bit of work from the weight of the arms, but keep that connection with all those points we were talking about. And now let's do it changing a little bit quicker. Just keeping that angle at the knee joint. Don't let that shin bone drop. So it's a little bit farther away. Let's do two more. And last one. Come up. Bring your hands back over your chest. Now we're going to try to see if we can do two-legged toe taps. So if you find right away, once you start even getting a little bit that you start arching, go back to the single legs. Okay, so make sure the shoulder blades are down, back of the head, ribs in place, and sacrum long, and just reach as far as you can keep that connection. So sort of like when we do lower lift, only our knees are bent, so it's a shorter lever, still a lot of work on those lower abs, and back up. Once you start to feel that pull on the lower back, that's your end range because it's getting ready to arch, right? It's getting ready to give in. Let's do two more. So really pay attention to that holding in place of the abs to help secure the spinal column. And up and down. Put those feet down. Put those arms down. Good. So let's just give ourselves a simple twist. So just let those knees fall over and reach the knees away. So just a really long twist, keeping the shoulder blades on. And then come back to center. And then over to the other side. Reach those knees away. Try to get a really nice long stretch from the shoulder to the knee. And back up to center. Good. Let's bring our hands to our skull. And the first two, we're just going to lift our head with our nose pointing straight up to the ceiling. Even here, make sure that the scapula are nice and settled on the rib cage. Don't let them lift up to the front. Keep them nice and settled. Head into the hands and just lift straight up and feel the weight of your head. See if anything, you can lengthen that neck a little bit so that chin will nod a little bit towards your sternum and come back down. One more time, just like that, reach up, lengthen that neck and come back down. We're going to start our lift into our chest in that same way. So you're going to just lift the head, lengthen the neck, drop the ribs and curl to your shoulders. And then roll back down. And lift the head, nod to lengthen the neck, drop the ribs, and come up to the shoulders. And roll down. Two more. And lift, lengthen the neck, and come up. Exhale on the flexion, and roll down. Last one, lift up and roll and hold that roll. Hold it, hold it. Now from that position, see if you can lift those legs up. And again, do toe taps. We'll just do 4 sets just to feel the difference when we're also dealing with the weight of the head. And change. Last one. Legs together. Now pay attention here. Get those abs ready for the weight of both legs together going down to the floor. And then roll back. Good. Good, good. All right. Let's do a little bit of bridging. So we'll start with 2 unarticulated bridges, and then for those that can articulate, you'll go into articulation. So feel your feet press into the floor. Think of your heels reaching for your buttocks. You should feel the hamstrings, and then bring that pubic bone towards the navel, shortening that space to start, and then lay it back down long. Now see if you can keep that length in the sacrum as you lift up from the glutes. And then hinge back down. Top of the thighs, bottom of the pelvis. And again, heels to buttocks to get those hamstrings ready. Glutes are going to work and lift up. And lengthen down. Recheck that sacrum, make sure it's long. Make sure you haven't pulled that tailbone forward. And then we're going to do more bridging. So this time for those that can do articulation, bring that pubic bone towards your navel, shortening that space, roll up, reach away through those knees. And then gently roll all the way down. And then do that again. I'm going to check, I think someone has their mic on. And do that one more time. Roll up. And continue. See if that helps. Okay. The next time we're going to roll up. You're going to try to stay up there. You're going to bring one leg up to the ceiling. You're going to little external rotation, keeping those hips level. Bring that leg out to the side and bring it back up. 6, and bring it back up. Keep reaching up. Don't go so low that you tip. Today we're not doing that tip. And 3 more. Reach out as you're reaching up. And last 2. And last 1. Fold that knee and bring it down. Lift up a little bit higher. Get the hamstring and glutes working and lift that other leg up. A little tiny external rotation and out to the side. And back up. And reach. Keep reaching that leg away. Let it be active so it's not just dead weight. 3 more. And 2. And 1. And come down. And all the way down. Good. Good. Let's do one more bridge. So we're going to bring our tailbone up or just do straight up. That's totally fine. Bring that leg up to the ceiling. Point that leg, reach it long, and then flex it to come up. Inhale as you reach long and exhale as you come up. And reach and up. Just 3 more. And up. And 2. And 1. Now keep that foot up and point the toe and just make little circles on the ceiling. We're in a different orientation, so it may feel different than other circles, and reverse. And bend that knee and bring it down. Other leg, reach up nice and long. And reach it away and flex it up. Inhale, long away. And exhale up. And reach. And up. 3 more. Reach. And up. And reach. And up. Last one. And up. Point that toe. Just little circles on the ceiling, trying to lengthen so the front body and the back body is working to keep you in place. And reverse your direction. And then bend that knee and come all the way down. Good. Let's roll to our side and come up to seated. You're going to have your legs pretty much the way we started. You're going to have your arms in front. You're going to hinge back. You're going to rotate. And don't just think of reaching the arm. You're trying to get a little lower. And reach. We'll reach for 4 and 4. Come back to the center, arms in front of you. Rotate, reach. So nice reach between one fingertip and the other, and back. And 2, and 3, and 4. Come to the center and rotate and reach back with a straight back. Reach out through the crown of the head and up to center and rotate and little breaths. Figure out what works for you and come up nice and tall. Rotate and reach. 2, 3, 4, come center and rotate and reach. One more set after this and come center. Last set, rotate and reach. 2, 3, 4, and back to center. Rotate and reach. 2, 3, 4, and all the way up to center. Good. Let's do a little bit of rolling. So we'll just do 6 rolling in the balls, but let's start with the turtle, and then those that rolling doesn't work for can stay there. So you're going to hold either the shins or the back of the legs, and you're just going to rock little. So it's just like this, just little, so you're trying to lift the chest a little, then you're just trying to just lift that lower, not really so much curling as much as thinking behind your navel, that's where the spine is lifting from, rather than trying to shorten the space between the pubic bone and the belly button. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but you can think about it and it'll get there. So then for those that can do rolling, let's just do about 5, and each one try a little bit more to feel your midline. For those of us that have scoliosis, it's helpful. Ready? So a little behind your sits bones, and roll back, and come up to your balance. And roll back, and come center. And roll, and center. Let's do 3 more. Just waking up that back. And last one. Good. Now bring yourself back down to the floor, and we're going to do our hundreds. So you can have your legs straight up, bent, or out on an angle. Right now, have your arms over your shoulders. Take a nice big inhale and exhale to come up. And in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5, in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice little percussive breaths. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 3, 4, 5, in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway there, so if you want to start doing something different, make it your own. In 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5, in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5, in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. Come in. Just let yourself do a little roll on that sacrum. And reverse. Good. And let's think about doing our leg circles now. So let's have that one leg straight up. Let's just bring it across the body. You can hold it with your hand, attempting to keep both sides as close to the floor as possible. If it comes up a little, that's okay, but we're not doing a twist. We're just trying to stretch the side of the leg and reach it out. Really reach it. Try to activate as many fibers as you can. Come to the center. Now reach it long, all the way down to the foot. Don't let that give up, and bring it back up. A little external rotation. Make sure that hip is not hiking into the waist. Bring it down, and then out to the side. Both sides of the pelvis, both cheeks should be flat on the floor, reaching, reaching, reaching. And then come back to center. I need to shift a little back. And we're going to go into our circles. Let's today do 6 each direction. Try to pay attention to your straight leg. So if you can't, if like having that foot relaxed, you don't pay attention to it, flex that foot and try to keep that leg close to the floor and across, down, open and up. Inhale, swoop it back with an exhale. Inhale, exhale. Pay attention to your upper body. Don't let that neck crimp in the back. Last one. And don't let those shoulder blades creep up, right? Don't start curling in the front. External rotation, out, down, across, and up. Reach. Try to make your biggest circle with your toes that you can. Keeping that leg active. 2 more. Reach. Last one, reach. Now keep reaching all the way down to the floor. When you get there, flex that foot, bring the thigh bone down, bring that other leg up. Ready? And we didn't do our stretch on this side, so first we're going across the body, reaching out, activating those muscles. Bring it to center, stay in parallel, reach it down to the floor. How long can you make that leg? And then bring it back up. Little external rotation and reach it out again. Make sure you're not rocking in that pelvis. Only go as far as you can keep that pelvis square on the floor and back up. We're going to start with the across first. Reach nice and long and try to make a little bit of space in that hip socket and swoop it back up. Inhale and exhale. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Last 2. Inhale and exhale. Last 1. Inhale and exhale. A little external rotation out to the side. Swoop it back up. Don't think too much about whether your leg should be turned out or turned in. If you keep extending, that bone is going to rotate the way it needs to. Last one, because I was talking, lost count, and reach all the way down to the floor. Good. Good. So let's do a few full roll-ups. And of course, people have other options. You can go back to doing little roll downs. You can also, let's all do 2 of these just so that there's an alternative for people that flexion is not good. Flex your hands and reach it as if you're holding like one of those step up things that we used to use in step class in your hands. So you're trying to keep that from falling down into you. So it's not a lot of pressure. Elbows relaxed, shoulder blades down into the mat. And now slowly bring one leg up at a time. Have those knees over the hips. Open those knees up a little and lift the legs from the lower part of the leg up and have those feet a little closer, not touching, but a little closer. And then try to keep the shoulder girdle and the pelvic girdle in line with each other. You're going to try to move everything together. It's going to be small. Make sure, check yourself here. Have you tucked? Try to keep it long. Has that leg fallen in? Open it back up and come back to center. Okay, get all those activation, front of the body, back of the body, so that you're ready to go. You need both sides working. The whole torso has to work to keep you together. And come back to center. Just one more time each direction. So connect in the front and back of the body so that your muscles are working all the way around and you're trying to keep those limbs moving at the same rate. And last side, reach. And back. So that's always an alternative for people that flexion is not good. You also can do other variations, and we can all do these a few so that people know what they are. You can also do different variations where you bring arm and leg away and even add the other one. And flat down isn't as much work as if we try to keep our head lifted, right? Because then we're putting a little more tension on the rectus abdominis, but we're not really going into full flexion, so it's a little bit safer, right? So those are different things you can do instead of full roll-up. But today we're going to do 6 roll-ups. So you're going to stretch those legs or have them bent, whichever is good for your body. And make sure that you're not hiking those shoulders up to the ears. Keep those shoulder blades connected to the rib cage. You're going to start with an inhale, thinking that the roll starts from here. And then exhale as you come forward. Sit nice and tall. And then as if you have a ball in front of you, reach long, long, long over. And then sit up tall. And then slowly start your roll down. And again, inhale, drop. Exhale, come up. When your shoulders are over your hips, sit tall. And then reach forward. And sit tall. And roll back. Again, inhale, drop those ribs. Exhale, up. Nice and tall. And reach forward. And sit up. And roll down. And again, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I think we have two more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up tall, exhale forward. Inhale to restack and exhale. Last one. Should be a nice relaxed breath. It shouldn't really need to be forceful. And up and reach and tall and down. Good. All right, let's do our series of 5. Today we'll start with single leg stretch and then we'll go into double leg. So let's do one more roll up to get closer to those legs. Inhale and come up. Bring one leg up. Roll back. Lift that other leg up. Ready? And switch. 3 more sets. 2 and 1. Good. So you can either hold your head or not. You're going to curl up. You're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 4 more. Exhale, trying to pull those legs in with the lower abs. Feel those lower abs contract. Last 2 and 1. Reach that leg up, crawl up, let your arms help you get a little further up. Use those abs and pulse twice and change. Pulse, 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 pulse. Let's do 3 more sets. And remember to use your breath. Some people like to inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. I personally just like to exhale as it's coming closer. And last set. Bring your legs up. Everybody hold your head. Now really try to feel that head into your hands. Bring that chin a little bit towards your sternum, lifting the shoulders a little higher. Only go as low as you can. Bend your knees if you need to. And down, 2, 3, 4. And up. Down, 2, 3, 4. And up. Down, 2, 3, 4. Reach those legs out. It'll help. Last 3. And up. Last 2. And up. Last 1. And up. Bend those knees for crisscross. Extend the left leg away. Keep those elbows at 45 and reach over using the abs, not the pecs. So that extra little lift should come from that oblique chain. One more set. Ready? Last one. And come down. Just stretch. Reach those legs away. Bring those arms over your head. Stretch the right fingertips and the left foot, right foot far away. And come back. Other side. Reach it long. Away. Good. Let's roll over and let's do a little bit from quadruped. So first just feel what your quadruped position is. So make sure your hands are under your shoulders. Spread those fingers, try to get those knuckles down into the floor so they share part of the weight all the way out to the fingertips. The eye of the elbow should be in line with that L that the thumb and the index finger make. Try to see if you can spread those thumbs a little closer towards you, opening them nice and wide. Pay attention to the shoulders. We don't want them squeezing in so that the chest falls down. Spread those arm bones out, lift in the front and the back of the shoulder girdle, widening both sides, both the front and the back, right? Let the top of the head reach a little to the ceiling. The crown of the head is reaching forward. Have the knees right under your hips. Let's turn those toes under. And now keep that connection. So this is front, side, and back. Get those ready before you go so that it's not just one part of your body working. Get everything working together and lift those knees up. And hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and knees down. Ready? Reconnect. So you should feel those abs ready to hold your body weight even before you go up, right? Arms are pushing into the floor, but the chest is pushing away. And lift those knees up. Get ready. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. So today we're going to do a little just, I don't know what to call it. I don't know whether we should call it more balance work because we're lifting limbs off. But I want to think of making sure that you know that when we're lifting anything on the opposite side, the shin and the foot of that lower leg can also be part of your stability. Most people just think of the knee, and if you can think of that whole surface there to support you, you'll have just that much more room to keep you stable. We want to make sure we're not shifting laterally to compensate. We're really trying to feel those abdominals all the way around the torso, head reaching away from the tailbone, shoulders nice and wide. You should already be ready. You're going to just lift that left leg up, and now you're going to lift the right leg, right arm up, and balance there. And then bring them to the center first, and then bring them down. Trying to do that without translating right or left. Ready? So set everything up before you go. And then use that opposite leg and lift that leg out. And then think about what's going to be holding you and lift that arm up. And bring them back to midline and back down. We're just going to do that 2 more times. Just really challenging ourselves to try to stay in the midline. Think about what's going to be holding you. You're going to lift that left leg up. So you have to think of what chains in the front and the back of the body are there that still have to activate to keep you in the center. And come back down. Take a nice breath. Feel what's going to be stabilizing you. Lift that leg up. Hold. Keep activating. Midline and down. Good. Just take a little sit back. Now, if your wrists really bother you, this next one, you can do it from forearms. We're just going to work the legs a little bit from this position. And so it doesn't matter if you're, if your wrists are an issue, do that. Otherwise, stay in that quadruped so that the shoulders get to feel that nice broad. Even if you're in forearms, You still have to think of lifting, right? You don't want to just sink down because you're in forearms. You still have to lift that chest up. So I'm going to move forward so I don't kick anything. Ready? Feel that nice connection first. Broad through the chest, long through the spine. We're going to lift that right leg up. Leave it in parallel and lift it up. 10, 9, 8, 7. Try to keep the hips looking to the floor. Okay. 4, 5. Bring it under. Reach it long and reach it up. Bring it under and reach up. Trying to keep the spine long right now. And 4. Let's just do 4 more like this. And 3. And 2. And 1. Now you can stay there if flexion is not good for you. Otherwise, when we come in, we're going to come into cat, and we're going to do 4 of them like that. So think of your cat-cow. You can extend a little through the sternum. And 4. Good. Now when you come in, try to think of bringing that knee across to the other elbow. It's a slightly different way to get that oblique chain working. And reach across. We're going to do 3 more of these. And reach across. And 2. And 1. Good. Now let that leg be long. Bend from the knee. Flex the foot. Recheck your position of your spine. Have it be nice and long. And lift up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that knee up. Pull the foot in. And in. We'll only do 6 of these. And in. And in. Last 2. Last 1. Reach that leg long and bring it down to the floor. Good. So recheck your position. If you need to stretch out those wrists for a moment, go right ahead. Make sure you're nice and square, right? Make sure that belly isn't dropping. Keep the hips and the rib cage in line with each other. Broaden the shoulders. Lift the back of the head. Reach the crown and the tailbone opposite directions. And reach that leg back in parallel and lift it up. And 2. And 3. Don't forget to breathe. This is sort of more like a natural continuous breath. Two more. Now we're going to bring that knee under, but keep the spine long. And reach it out and lift. And bring it in. And reach it out. And bring it in. And reach. 3 more. And reach. And in. And in. Now you're going to bring it in and reach the back up. And lengthen long. And bring it up. And lengthen long. And bring it up. And lengthen. And in. And lengthen. Last 2. And lengthen. Last 1. Now you're going to bring that leg across to the other side. And reach it up. Across. And reach. Across. And reach. I think we did 6 of these. I could be wrong. It was either 6 or 8. That's 6. So if you want to do 2 more for good measure. And reach. And up. Now bend that knee, flex that foot, and pulse it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Just honor your knee joint. So only go in as far as you can. Don't cause any pain. Let's do 3 more. And 2. And 1. Reach it long. Bring it in. separate those knees and give yourself a stretch. Just let it be nice and relaxed. Now from there, see how it feels. Right now we're just relaxed, so we're down on the floor. See what it feels like to lift the rib cage off of those legs. Just get some activation there. And then bring those hands closer in. Let's come to the front, or come to seated, I should say. I'm going to face the front. And have your legs straight. If sitting this way is hard for you because of tight hamstrings, sit on something. Sit on a pillow or a block or a roller or anything that you have around you to give you a little more access to sit with the legs straight. So we're going to start with our hands like this. You're going to rotate. You're going to reach on the diagonal. You're going to lift up. You're going to bring them back in front of you, and you're going to come to the center. You're going to rotate. You're going to reach. You're going to lift, trying to be nice and long. Bring them down and go to the other side. And reach and lift and reach and in. Rotate and reach and lift and reach and in. Rotate. Really try to feel that reach, really lengthening those lats without lifting the shoulders up to the ears. So it's an up and down at the same time. The lats are pulling down while the arms are moving up. Let's do one more set. And in, rotate, reach, lift. In, last side, reach, up, and in, and down. Good. Let's come to our side, and we'll do a little leg work from that position. So let's see, what should we start with today? We've done that, so we've done the back of the leg. All right. Let's have our knees right in front of our hips. And we're just going to lift that top leg up and down, keeping the knee in line with the foot. So no letting the foot lead. We're really trying to lead from here. Let's do 5 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Good. Let's reach that leg forward and bring it up and over. And up and over. Trying to keep the torso still. Just move that leg where you can. And again, just think of reaching out. Don't worry so much, should I be internal, external? That bone is going to rotate itself. It knows what it's supposed to do. But just keep reaching to give it a little less weight as you're making a little more space in that joint when you reach away. One more time. Good. Good. Let's bring those legs back down. Let's have those legs long. Let's have a little turnout. You're going to reach up, open, flex, and down. Reach up, open, flex, and down. Let's do 3 more this direction. And reach, and 2, and reach, and 1, and reach. Now come from the bottom. Point that toe, reach it up, bend to the knee, flex and slide it down. And point and flex. Reach it up and flex and up and flex. One more, up and flex. Good. Keep those legs together. A little bit of turnout. And just crisscross those legs right from there. Try and stay nice and straight. Use that front arm to help you. Good. Now lay those legs down. I don't think I have enough room in my room here to use full arm and leg, but we'll try. So you're going to lie straight down. You are trying to keep the hips in line with the shoulder girdle. The palm is facing up and you're down all the way. Have your hand here to start and just lift those legs up together and back down. One more time like that. Reach them long and then lift and back down. Now try to lift the upper body and the lower body and come up and down. Once more, up and down. I really don't have room for my arm. Reach that top arm up and down. If you still need your hand here, go ahead and reach up and down. Two more this time. When you're up, see if you can reach the arm and the leg and hold, close, and come down. Last time, reach first, then lift and back down. Good. Let's go to the other side. No idea what time it is. Yes. And we'll start first with our knees in front of our hips. Make sure that top hip isn't falling back. We want to have them stacked up right on top of each other, as if you had a skewer going through. You know, that's a horrible image. Ready? And lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep reaching that knee away from the hip to make a little space in that socket. 5 more. I'm sorry for the background noise today. 3 more. And 2. And 1. Good. You can have the legs stay here or not. We're going to do our hot potato. Reach down, up and over. And reach over. And tap. And tap. Lift, tap. Lift, tap. Lift, tap. Lift, tap. Lift, tap. Lift, tap. And tap. 3 more. And tap. And tap. And tap. And tap. Now have those legs straight. You can have them in the front of the mat if that's better for you. Turn those legs out so the heels are together. Bring that toe up to the knee. Reach it up. Flex and reach down. Slide it up. Open it up. Flex and reach down. The whole time trying to keep both sides of the pelvis on top of each other. Not letting ourselves wander. And down. Last one this direction. And down. Now point, reach up, down to the knee, flex and slide. And reach. And bend. And flex. And reach. And bend. And flex. 2 more. Reach. And bend. And flex. Oh, forgot to flex that time. And down. Good. Bring the heels are together, so legs are slightly turned out, and just little crisscrosses. Good. And then we're going to go into that long line. So the arm and palm is up, head is down, legs are trying to be in one straight line. But this is another one that banana shape oftentimes helps people, bringing the feet just to the front edge. So use your hand to start so you get the sensation and just lift the legs and bring them down and lift and reach and bring them down. Now see if you can do that without the arm and lift and down. Now try to lift the head as well and down. Reach both ends of the body and down. Next, come up and reach the arm and leg and come down. Reach and lift everything up and come down. Good. I think that was everything. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. And just lie on your back and stretch out your glutes. And then we'll just do a little upper back extension work. And I think that one lateral stretch as well. I think we'll do the upper extension first and then the lateral. So meet me on your belly when you're done with your hips. So everybody's going to be on their stomach or on, this is called prone. So we're going to be in prone position. Have your elbows as close to under your shoulders as is good for your shoulders. You can have your arms, your forearms either straight forward like Sphinx. I like to have them put together like prayer. Now when you're here, I want you to first just let yourself relax and feel how that whole lower from the ribs all the way down into the pelvis is now touching the floor. I want you to first spread those shoulders wide. So think of the arm bones reaching out. That should lift the rib cage, right? And now think of lengthening that tailbone towards your feet. That should help lift the waist. If it doesn't, really just think of that belly button reaching for the spine. We're going to stay in this position. So a lot of work holding that still. And we're going to do a single leg kick. So how I like to do it, and it may be a little different than other people, I like to do a point, a flex, a reach with a little lift, and then down. So it's a point and a flex and a reach and a down. Let me change that to a flex and a point. That way you're already in position with your foot. Flex, point, reach, down. Flex, point, reach, down. Flex, point, reach, down. Flex, point, reach, down. Same time, keep thinking of lifting the rib cage and keeping that connection in the abs. The weight should be more in the lower pelvis than in the belly. One more set. Flex, point, reach, down. Flex, point, reach, down. Good. So we're going to take this just one step farther. You're going to have your hands in front of you now, not under your nose, but wide. So think of those same things. Spread the shoulders first. That should help lift the rib cage a bit. Lengthen the tailbone away. That should lift the lumbar. If not, think of lifting the belly button towards your spine. And now imagine that you can push that floor away as you slowly lengthen those arms. The weight should now be in your thighs. See if you can feel that. And then bring the elbows down. And now it should be in the pelvis. Recheck everything, right? Spread the arms away from each other. Reach that tailbone long. Reach the waist up to the spine. Now push and lengthen those arms, keeping those ribs in the same spot. Don't let them drop. And back down to the floor. Good. Let's come over to our side. And you can do this. My right knee has been a little cranky lately, so I'm going to do cross legs, or you can do the W sit, whichever one is good for you. We're going to have, we're going to go, if you're in cross-legged like me, we're going to go to the leg that the foot is closer to your torso. And if you're in that W, you're going towards the front leg. Okay? So first sit nice and tall. Feel those sits bones. Bring the back of the head a little bit back towards your spine. It usually hangs a little forward. Bring it back. Bring that hand to the floor. Reach that other arm out, trying to make space between the spine and the shoulder. shoulder blade. Flip that arm up and try to do that from the top of the arm so that we activate the serratus anterior and the lats. Now bring it straight up while the shoulder blade is going down. Good. Now reach up and then reach over. You can reach that other arm out further. You can let that elbow bend. Now while you're here, breathe into this lung, trying to push against those ribs from the inside and lift those ribs up on an angle while you're breathing so that you get a nice long stretch there. Really try to open up those ribs on every inhale. Let's take 2 more breaths. And last one. And then come up to center. We're going to go over again and we're going to do a little rotation. So first sit up tall, reach that arm out, externally rotate from the top of the shoulder. Keep that shoulder blade down as you reach up. Make yourself as tall as you can and then reach over. Again, breathing into that lung, really feel that pressure pushing against the ribs from the inside. And then take a rotation towards that leg. And then curve over. Really now try to think of bringing that breath to the back of the lung to try to open up the thoracic, which is a hard spot to get. Nice big inhales. Then come back to your lateral side and come up. Let's do 1 more of those. We're going to add the leg this time. So reach out, rotate, reach up nice and tall, reach over. Take 2 breaths there. And then you're going to now try to rotate till your hand can touch that outer edge of your mat. Bring that other hand back, same as you would for mermaid. And then you're going to release this back leg and you're going to stretch it to the opposite side of your mat. Move your hands a little forward and really try to stretch from the crown of the head all the way down to the foot. Trying to rotate the torso as much as possible towards the mat. Nice lift. Some people prefer to come down, but I think lots of times then people start to collapse in the lower abs. So just keep yourself up, but keep that stretch going. Crown of the head all the way to that heel. And then bring that leg back in first. Bring the back hand to the center of the mat. Come back to your lateral side and come up. And let's change our legs. So one hand is down, sitting up tall. First, reach out wide. Externally rotate. Reach up nice and tall. Reach over. Breathe into that lung. Open up those ribs. Nice long line. Really feel them pushing from the inside to help open the intercostals. And on your next inhale, come back up. We'll have that rotation next. Reach out, rotate, reach up, and then over. Now, gently rotate towards that leg so it's not as full a rotation as the next one. And then curve forward, breathing into the back of the lung, trying to open up the thoracic spine. Nice gentle breath, but really try to aim the breath backwards. You can do that if you use your brain to help you really focus on that backward action. You can make it happen. And then come back to your lateral side and back up. Last one. Reach wide. Reach up. Reach over. Take a breath or 2 there to get that established. Make sure you're not already in some funny angle, right? Now you are going to rotate towards your mat. You try to reach the outer edge of your mat. Bring that other hand to the opposite side of your mat. That back leg or top leg is going to reach to the corner, and you're going to try to reach and rotate that torso. Even without moving, like I can be here, that's one rotation, or I can be here, right? So really try to get your maximum twist without hurting your hip. So we're not trying to ask you to create something that's dangerous, just for you to get a wringing out of that central part of the body. That area is the area that's most common for cholesterol buildup. So it's really good to wring it out, get some movement in that area so that that doesn't happen. Nice and long. And then bring that back into the middle of the mat, bring that leg in, come back to your lateral side and come up. And you are done for the day. Thank you, ladies. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Yeah. So, yep. Anybody have any good plans for the weekend?
We're going to Alamo for a joint Mother's Day with my son and his wife, which is really fun because they have a lot of property and we can just be on this. They live right next to a golf course, so everybody can social distance. We've seen almost everybody except the parents, but it's just so nice that they don't have to choose which mom to be with. We get to be together.
Right, right. Well, good. So
that's a hard part that I'll be learning, but for time, you know, 2 are married, so.
Yeah, not easy.
I know.
All the alternating starts happening.
I know. So thank you. That was a great class, especially that twisting at the end.
Good.
I felt like a rag, but it felt really good to be, when you talked about the that squeezy area, where I felt it's just, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that area right here is more, and think about it. I think part of it is our posture, you know, because so often when we're doing stuff, we're like this, so that gets all crunched.
Yeah.
And so I think that has a lot to do with it. A long time ago in Robert's class, one time I did one that comes actually from True Iyengar. It was his thing, where you lie on the floor with your back and you have your arms wide. You bring your feet up together, and then you try to rotate and try to get your toes to touch your fingers. And that also is for that wringing out in that central area.
Yeah. Well, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, you too.
Bye. See you next week.
Bye-bye. And thank you for being here, Sinead.